Okay, so we are back for this chapter 4 review. This video here is going to be for problems 13 through 16, the story problems. So we're going to start with 13. So it says the number obtained by reversing the digits of a two-digit number is 9 less than the number itself. Okay, if the sum of the digits is given as 3, find the numbers, the sum of the digits. So they have to add to 3. So we know it can't even be 14 and 41 because those don't add to 3, but we're going to pretend that we don't have any possibilities. So we know that they add to be 3. That's a fact. And the number obtained by reversing the digits of a two-digit number is 9 less than the number itself. So the number obtained by reversing the digits of the two numbers is 9 less than the number itself. So let's say that x is, so it's 9 less than itself. So this number, when I reverse it, is 9 less than itself. That's a tricky one. So this one, I'm not sure how to write the second equation. I think you just have to think of the two numbers that can add to make 3, right? So it's either 1 and 2 or 0 and 3. So it's either 10 and oh wait, no. 10. Oh, I see. The number obtained by reversing the digits of a two-digit number. So it would either have to be, yeah, 1 and 2, so 12, or 21, and 30 and 3. The number obtained by reversing the digits. So it'd have to be x, y, not being multiplied by x comma y. That'd have to be weird. I think we'd have to do some guess and check with that. So it'd have to be 12 and 21 or 3 and 30. I think you're just gonna have to do guess and check. So for instance, it would have to be 21 or 12 equals 21 minus 9. So that checks out. But the 30 or the 3 does not equal 30 minus 9 because that equals 21. So that doesn't work. So it's going to have to be 12 and 21. That one's kind of more of a guess and check. For me, at least. Let's try 14. 14 says, George goes to a bakery to buy some cakes and burgers. Cake cost him $2 per piece and burgers cost him $4 per piece. He has got with him $38 to spend. After shopping, he takes home a total of 14 boxes. Calculate the number of burgers that he bought. Okay. 14 boxes. So I'm guessing they're each in individual boxes. They didn't really say that. So we're saying that I'm going to say C plus B, those would be cakes and burgers equal 14 boxes. And it says that the cakes are $2 each and the burgers are $4. So we have a number, a count equation and a value equation. The value is 2 C's plus 4 B's equals $38. So I'm going to do a -2 times row 1 to eliminate C. And then keep row 2 as the same, 2C plus 4B equals 38. So the C's cancel, and we end up with 2B equals 10 and B equals 5. And they asked how many burgers that he bought, so that would be 5. Let's read through number 15. So it says a traveler has a distance of 1,600 kilometers to be covered. He travels the first X kilometers by bus. He then makes use of a local train to travel the second lap, which he had a distance of Y kilometers. To cover the last Z kilometers, he selects an airplane. The distance that he traveled using airplane was 100 kilometers more than twice the sum of distances traveled by train and bus. The distance traveled by bus was 25 kilometers less than half the distance traveled by the train. Find the distance that he traveled using the plane. Woo! Okay. So we've got, I'm going to name mine B for bus plus T for train plus P for plane, if that's okay. And we know that it's 1,600 kilometers total. And then it says the distance that he traveled by plane was 100 kilometers more, so I'm going to add, than twice the sum of the train and the bus. And then it says the distance traveled by the bus was 25 less than half the distance by the train. Woo, this one's complicated. Okay. So I'm going to multiply through by 2 on this third one, just so I'm eliminating my fractions. So I have 2B equals T minus 50. So I am going to distribute this 2. So that's 100 plus 2T plus 2B. I'm going to rewrite row 2 with the variables on one side. So I have a -2B minus 2T plus P equals 100. And my third equation here, I just have B's and T's. That's really 2B minus T equals a -50. So I'm going to multiply, I want to eliminate P from row 1 and row 2. So if I can just take the negative of row 1, or actually the negative of row 2. So I'm going to take the negative of row 2. So this will just be positive, positive, and negative, and negative. Then I can add row 1 and row 2 to get row 4. Row 1 plus row 2, the negative of row 2. So row 4 is 3b plus 3t equals 1500. Then I already had row 3 was 2b minus t equals a negative 50. If I multiply row 3 by 3, I can eliminate t. So I'll have 6b minus 3t equals a negative 150. So when I add them, I get 9b, t's cancel, and then I have 1350. And the b's 1, 4, so 150. They want the answer in the plane, using the plane. So I need to find an equation that uses the plane. So the plane, I need to find the train too to get to the plane from each of these, it looks like. Okay, so the 2 of the buses equals the train minus 50. So 300 plus 50 equals the train. So the train is 350. And so the bus plus the train plus the plane equals 1600. We know that from the very beginning here. So that's 500 plus P equals 1600. So I get the plane was 1100 kilometers. So letter D. So the last problem is 1600 or 16, not 1600, 16. So 16 is speed of a boat. Okay. So it says a boat travels in the direction of current, takes 4 hours to cover 56 kilometers, and it takes 6 hours to travel 36 kilometers against the current. Find the speed of the current. So we have to make a couple of connections here. Distance equals rate times time. And remember that rate is our speed when they say speed. And then when it goes direction of the current, we're adding C in a direction against the current. So with current, we're going to add the current C, and against current, we're going to subtract C on our rate because it takes away from our speed. So we know that we traveled a distance of 56 when we were going with the current. So our rate plus whatever the current is times 4 hours. And then we traveled only 36 kilometers when we were going against the current. So it was slowing us down. So we have to subtract the current from our rate. And that took us 6 hours to do that. So if we divide both sides by 4, the first equation is 16 equals R plus C. And if we divide row 2 by 6, we get 6 equals R minus C. And the cool thing is the C's add to 0 already. So we can just add our rows and we get 22 equals 2R. So the rate must be, our speed must be 11 kilometers per hour. And so I'm going to put that back into this top one. So 16 equals 11 kilometers plus C. So C must be 5. And, oh, wait. This should have been 14. This should have been 14. Sorry about that. That should have been 14. So this should have been 20. And this should have been 10. So the current should be 6. My mistake. When I divided this in my head, 56 divided by 14 should be 56 divided by 4 should be 14. And then this will add to 20. Rate should be 10 kilometers per hour. So then current must be 6. So that would make A the correct answer. A is the correct answer. So that concludes the last video for the review. Problem 17 through 20 were all inequalities, and we did not cover that for this assessment. So let me know if you have any questions.